go. Call the meeting to order. This is Freeport Economic Development Corporation regular board meeting agenda, October 14th, 2025 at 5:59 p.m. The invocation and the pledge. Mr. Bachman, if you'll lead us in the invocation, and Sandra, if you'll take care of the pledge.
Would you bow with me in prayer? Lord, we just thank you for this opportunity to come together and to try to find what's best for the city of Freeport. We pray that you'd guide us and give us the strength to do what we need to do for our fellow man, and give us the wisdom to make good decisions. And we pray in Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. Thank you, guys and gals. We now, on item number 3 is the citizens' comments. Do we have none. Item number 4 is the consent agenda. Approve the meeting minutes for October 14th, 2025. Do we have any discussion for that?
There's a correction to the minutes I'd like to make as soon as I
Okay.
figure out what my password is to get logged in here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No. Okay. Sorry, guys. There's so many funny icons here. Anyway, it's the amount. There's one of the amounts in there is formatted screwy. You know, there's a dollars amount and then a comma and then 2 or 3 other things before the period. Wished I'd done this before the meeting. There it is. Okay.
You got it?
Yeah, coming up. Circled in red.
Is it on page 5, 8,000?
Yeah. Yes. Could we get that corrected, and then I'm ready to approve it?
Could I entertain a motion to make those changes on the minutes, and then we can approve that as made?
Yeah, I'll make that motion to
Okay.
approve it with this amendment that I suggested.
Perfect. Do I have a second?
I second.
Any other discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, nay. There are none. Motion carries unanimously. Next item on the consent agenda is the financials. We have our most illustrious accountant.
Is it on? Okay. The financial report is through the period ending October 31st. Sales tax was received in October for the period of August. The EDC received $136,168, which was an increase when compared to the same month last year. Currently, the EDC has received $34,990 more in sales tax when compared to the same time period last fiscal year. As of October 31st, the revenues were under expenditures by $102,007. You won't begin seeing your sales tax revenue for the current fiscal year until December. The fund balance is $4,689,029. The fund balance for the projects fund number 31 is $1,597,466. The fund balance for the marketing fund number 33 is $156,972. And the fund balance for the TERS Fund number 70 is $1,016,466.
Very good, very good. Any discussion? Do I have a motion to approve the financials as read?
Make a motion to approve the financials as read.
Thank you, sir. Do I have a second?
I'll second it.
All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed, nay. There are none. Motion carries. Appreciate that. Thank you. Unanimously.
And then also in your packet is the quarterly investment report. This report is through September 30th, and so it just shows that the EDC has a total cash portfolio of $3,794,144, and that it was managed according to state requirements.
Perfect, perfect. Thank you. Thank you, Ash. Appreciate that.
Thank y'all.
Item number 5, discussion and
Mr.
action
President?
items.
Before we continue, we have Jill with us tonight, and she
okay.
has to go to a meeting, and if we could swap 2 for 1, she'd appreciate it.
I think we can do that.
Hello, hello. I appreciate you guys moving me up so that I can get to my other nonprofit board meeting. Okay, so when I was here last month, we discussed the upgrades that are needed at 101 West 4th Street, the old lumber yard. And so over the course of the last month, I did meet with Chief Motley and with Reggie. We walked the building, got some ideas of what needed to be done so that that building could be brought up to code, and that a new tenant would be able to get their certificate of occupancy with the landlord doing our portion. So today, we submitted all of our documentation, all of our bids. We have plumbing repairs that need to be done, electrical, general repairs. It's just an old building. I don't know if the last time y'all were through that building, but it's in pretty bad shape. The facade, the sprinkler system is bad, the fire system is bad. So the total that we were asking for was $126,451.20. So from there, I'll let Rachel and Robert.
Yes, and that would be the total amount. She's not asking us
No.
for that. It would be the total amount under the grant, which for the fire suppression system, they estimate that they will repair $9,966 worth. Half of that would be $4,983 on our part, and this is found on page 22 of your packet, if you need to see. Property improvements, they're spending $94,485, of which we would reimburse the full category amount of $10,000. And then the facade improvement would be $22,000 even. That category is up to $10,000, so we'd be, if they made all the improvements, we'd be reimbursing that amount for a total of $24,983 would be the grant, $24,983. And if you recall, this was the grant that we were going to proceed with. It's okay in this case where they don't have a business moving in. They need to make these repairs because they've had, I think, 3 businesses say, we can't move in there because it's not ready. And so it's kind of a cart before the horse situation, but we discussed that last month. So again, the EDC total to be reimbursed would be $24,983 if the board so pleases to do so.
Do I have any further discussion? Buck, anything?
Now, I've looked through the packet, looks like everything's in order.
That's kind of what I was thinking too. I thought you guys really did a good job.
Thank you, thank you.
That neighborhood needs cleaning up.
Yeah.
It's pretty rough. So.
Kent, have you got any comments? Anything?
I'm
All right.
And it is understood that we have the 9-month
9 months,
The 9
yes.
months. We
I
started from
apologize,
that.
I didn't say that. They'd have 9 months to get a business into that. So when you make the motion, do the dollar amount of 24, if it pleases the board, do the dollar amount of $24,983, and then with the clause that they need to have a business in there before they're paid anything, and they have 9 months to get that business in there.
Do we have a, contractually, are we holding their feet to the fire somehow?
Yes, that will be written in the contract. I've talked to
Great.
Lauren about that.
Okay. Any other discussion? I'll entertain a motion to grant $24,983 for the grant improvement for the 101 West 4th Street with a contingent of you will have someone there
In 9 months.
in 9 months,
Within, yeah.
within 9 months.
Within 9 months.
I'll make that motion.
And
Do I
I
have a
second that.
Ron seconds it.
All right. I appreciate it, guys.
Wait, we ain't voted on it
Oh, you haven't, okay, that's right. I'm in a hurry.
We're close.
yet. You're almost there.
All those in favor? Aye. All those opposed, nay. There are none. It carries unanimously. Thank you, sir.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you, Jill. Okay, I guess we're back up to item number 1,
Yes, sir.
discuss an update on the Main Street updates and upcoming events. I'm excited about this. I saw all your stuff in the paper.
Yay! Good evening, everyone. It's nice to see you all again, and I'm here to present you Main Street updates and what I've been up to the last month. So last week, I attended the Texas Downtown 40th Anniversary Conference in Waco. The event brought together Main Street managers, city leaders, and downtown advocates from across the state to share ideas and celebrate the growth and innovation in Texas downtowns. Attendees enjoyed inspiring speakers, engaging field sessions, and networking opportunities filled with planning, creativity, and community. I attended the conference as a representative for Freeport Main Street, sharing our ongoing initiatives and engaging in conversations about downtown development, local partnerships, and community events. I also networked extensively, exchanging contact information with multiple Main Street managers, downtown managers, and tourism directors from across Texas, creating a foundation for future idea sharing. And some of the sessions I attended, which I really enjoyed and I feel I can really take something from there, is stop throwing parties and start building a brand, storytelling for your downtown, something that Freeport will start to do for Freeport Main Street. Renovate buildings and increase occupancy, assistance programs in action. That was a workshop, basically just letting us know ways to find funding for downtown. The next session I attended was From Blight Road to the Tax Roll, the story of a downtown comeback. This was downtown Killeen. I always say it wrong. I always say it's Robert. Killeen, right?
Killeen.
Killeen. So this was a downtown that was able to bring a business back to life, a business that was completely abandoned, and the Main Street manager advocated for this building and worked with the city so that way we can bring a building back to life. So I learned a lot from that session itself, so we can start doing for our buildings in our downtown area. The next session I attended was Planning with Purpose, lessons from the Georgetown Master Plan. This was a Georgetown city that implemented a master plan, what's basically a city plan in order to start revitalizing. Their focus was more the city. However, Main Street, as you know, has its own downtown comprehensive plan that we can also start looking into and move forward. And lastly, Reviving Downtown Round Rock, which is a panel on parklets and third spaces. I know I'm just reading off of this, but I really wanted to let you know what Main Street has been up to, because I'm very grateful for the contribution to the Christmas tree, and so therefore I wanted to let you know what we're working on. Basically, what the takeaways from this for Freeport is focus on developing a clear story-driven downtown brand for Freeport, explore incentive programs for building renovation and occupancy increase, and consider public space enhancements to foster year-round community engagement. And moving on to the Christmas tree event updates. We've been planning for the Freeport Christmas tree celebration. We have a total of 24 accepted vendors for this year's event. These vendors will be part of the holiday market at the Christmas event, December 6th. A vendor layout will be shared soon on social media and across our next, at the next Main Street Board meeting. So that way everyone knows all the fun things we'll be having that day. That includes a DJ, balloon artists for the kids, food trucks, vendors, of course, like I mentioned, a photo booth, a movable wall art, and you'll be able to see later what I'm talking about for people to take pictures and start feeling pride for Freeport, because that's what we want the community to feel. We want them to feel pride. And Santa mailbox for kids. We're going to have a red 1951 Ford F2 that was provided by Reginald Harris, our building official. This is for a photo opportunity for the community. A balloon arch backdrop, a white tent for people to sit together and gather and view the tree that we're about to light up soon. An advertisement is running in the fax to promote the event. We will also be having free tamales, 100 dozen tamales for the community, and churros going on for 2 hours to encourage people to come and visit Freeport. The event promises to highlight the warmth and creativity, community spirit, and define downtown Freeport during the holiday season. A Main Street booth will be placed at a prominent location to show our community what Main Street program does and how they can become involved. We want people to know more about Main Street, and we want to encourage people to also join subcommittees. And just lastly, I do want to add, maybe at the next EDC meeting, I can come and talk a little bit more about See My Legacy. See My Legacy is a one-stop platform designed to reach sponsors, volunteers, and vendors. The platform can also be utilized for project fundraising, promotion of events, and program awareness. Any questions?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, sir.
When is y'all's next board meeting?
The next Main Street board meeting is on November the 20th, Thursday, November the 20th at 5 p.m.
Thank you. At City Hall?
Yes, sir, City Hall.
City Hall upstairs?
Downstairs. At
Downstairs,
the
okay.
conference room, I believe that's. the-
Okay, I know which one it is.
Yes.
Okay.
I have a question. I know I mentioned this last time. Were you able to get this out to the schools locally?
So, so Edith Fisher, our
Okay.
co-chair of the board, she's the one who started sharing this with the schools.
Okay, super, thank you.
Yes.
That's
and,
awesome.
We'll
Think you'd have
probably
a good
later
turnout.
this month, it's already a few weeks away, but that way we can also place some of our yard signs in the schools, but we need to ask for permission from the schools.
Okay,
Okay.
super.
Did
Thank
we
you.
get the 3 banners?
We have street banners, so a street banner was placed in Clute. I believe that street is called Main as well. I'm not too sure. It's where Shipley's Donuts is in Clute. But it ripped, unfortunately. And so then I had to contact the company to see if we can get a replacement, but they brought it down because it ripped. And for the city of Freeport, I am working accordingly with John Perez, who is our parks supervisor, so that way it can go up as soon as possible, and this one will be placed on 288.
Okay, very good, very good. Any other comments? I think we all think you've done an outstanding job.
Thank
Just,
you.
Yeah. over
Thank
the
you.
top. So thank you so much for
No, I
that.
want to thank you actually because the tree contribution that itself is the highlight of the night. And so then that's why I want to make sure that we have attendees that day and that they remember Freeport for doing this. Encourage the community to start feeling positivity towards Freeport itself and show pride for people that are from here and live here.
Yeah, I like that. Pride for Freeport.
Pride for Freeport, that's a
I
good
love it.
slogan right there.
Anything else, guys? Thank you
Thank you.
so
Oh, you
much.
didn't mention who's going to paint the mailbox.
Oh, yes, so we do have a few side ongoing projects, and this is also from volunteers. Hopefully I'm not forgetting all of them, but we do have some volunteers, Albert from Mama C's and Crystal. They will be painting our Santa mailbox. So the city had one already in place. So what they're doing is just basically giving a look and refresh to the mailbox, adding a lot of more detail to it, since we will be placing it downtown for kids to drop off their letters. And then they also will be, hopefully we have it for December 6th event, but they will donate a movable wall art. What this means is just an 8x12 wall art with a drawing or something that represents Freeport downtown or the city of Freeport. And the volunteer or the artist that will be doing this is, sorry, my brain right now, from the tattoo
Oh,
artist.
is it Michael? No. Anyway.
Leslie is the wife, okay? So, but she will be, her husband is the one who is the mural artist that will be doing this wall for us to encourage people to take pictures and, like I said, show that Freeport pride. Inkgistics, and it's here, they're a local tattoo shop in Freeport. And then we also had Kathy design a T-shirt for us for the volunteer T-shirt. She's actually here today. But Kathy was nice enough to also put some of her volunteer time to design this T-shirt so we can pass out to our volunteers. We recruited volunteers from Brussels Port Student Council. I felt it was very important to start bringing in students to become a part of Main Street and also engage with Freeport downtown. Am I forgetting any other volunteers? We probably have more, but yeah, just wanted to highlight those three for now. Thank you.
Very much. Great job.
Thank you.
That brings us to item number 3 on discussion and take possible action on the business improvement grant on the river.
Yes, Mr. President, tonight we have Drew and Becca with us. They have been in progress as far as the repairs that they did with the grant that they received last year, and are looking to continue that progress with another grant, which they are eligible because it's a new fiscal year.
Okay.
Thank you, guys.
We want to thank y'all for your time and for your attention, and we appreciate the attention that Robert and Rachel have given us through this process. And you know, Beryl was in July of '24, and we're now almost to the end of '25, and we're still trying to get to the end of our saga to get the restaurant back to where it once was. We've had lots of issues
Hiccups?
along the way, hiccups between the insurance company and the contractor, and we're still working towards the end goal of getting things back to where it will be even more of an asset to the city of Freeport. So currently, the things that we're working on, we were not expecting to have to do any work on our sprinkler system, and that
The fire
actually,
suppression system.
yeah, and that actually has come to fruition, that we did, because of the construction of the new roof, we had to move and remove several of the sprinkler heads, and that has created another situation where we have to do compression testing, which is very expensive on the entire system. And so the total of that is going to be somewhere in the $10,000 range in order for us to get, we haven't gotten final quotes, trying to actually find companies that will come to Freeport and do the work. I know we have one locally, and we haven't had any success in getting them to give us a quote on it, so we're looking at companies out of Houston. So,
as well.
Becca, what you got here?
Well, that's the fire suppression. Oh, thank you. Total was 19,000 at this moment, $19,840 for this fire suppression system with the bids that we currently have in hand from Fire Troll. And like Drew mentioned, we're contacting some other companies to see if, you know, they're competitive or if they're the only game in town, and so they're, you know, overcharging. But so far, we haven't been able to find anybody that's willing to come this way. So we're still working on that. But as it stands, if we do have to go with Fire Troll, their bid at the moment is almost $20,000.
What was the precise amount? 19,000?
$19,840.
Sorry, I misquoted on that.
Yeah. That's why I pulled this out for you to see.
Well, I can't see anything without my glasses on, so I'm
So, of course, the very last thing we'll do is the landscaping. And Toby's, our landscaper, his bid came in at almost $3,000, so.
$2,915 is what the,
yeah.
replacing the landscaping around the front and the sides of the
Yeah,
buildings.
mulching, edging, fresh plantings, some accent lighting, and some irrigation so that everything lives. And then we're continuation with the property improvements because we discovered that the HVAC system was damaged as well. So that's been additional expenses, additional electrical work. We had to have new air handler, new duct, just the whole shebang had to be replaced, and that's very expensive. But that rolls into the property improvements, and then still moving forward. Some of that stuff is pending and on the schedule of the contractor to get done, but they're having issues with their labor pool getting to us. So it's just dragging out and causing a lot of frustration on our end. So the plan is in place still to do the restrooms and bring the eating area to a completely new look. We're still going with the live music to help draw people into Freeport. And yeah, so.
So the HVAC system, we thought we would be able to retain what we had, and we're not able to, and the insurance company is not going to pay for that.
Oh.
So that's at this point is around $7,000, and we just found out today that the person that was going to be doing the spiral duct work for us and the plenums for that system has disappeared. And so I don't have a number on that, but it's going to be in the $7,000 to $9,000 range to replace the HVAC for that area. The roll-up garage doors, which will improve our ability to be able to host outdoor and indoor events, and the facility is going to be $6,000. And so those are the things that we're doing that are different from
The original.
the original concept that we expect will attract more customers to come for the entertainment, the live music. We're planning on doing once a month a poker night or a casino night type thing, and then having karaoke and live music in there as well on the weekend nights. So I hope that all sounds interesting to you folks.
So I have a couple of questions. The HVAC, you say it's $7,000, and that's with the plenum, the ductwork, the new air handler. Is it just one air handler or two?
One air handler, one condensing unit. It's a 5-ton unit.
Okay.
The plenum will service that area. We're also putting mini splits in the individual restrooms. the restrooms that were originally there, 3 spots for ladies, 2 spots for men, and so they're being rebuilt, and there'll be an air handler, I'm sorry, a mini split in each one of those so that they can be individually controlled outside of the aspect of the dining area.
Okay, and so, but the mini splits are not part of the 7,000?
No, sir.
Okay,
No, but they're included in the original, scope of work, I should say.
okay.
In the restore of the restrooms, you know, it all adds up.
Sorry about that.
That might be important.
It might be. It's not. And so the compression testing is 10 grand?
Yeah.
And they just, that's a hydrostatic test, right?
Yep,
Yeah,
it's pretty standard.
it's,
Wow.
yeah.
And you've met with Chris Motley and everything, and he knows,
Yeah, Drew
Yes, sir.
has, yes.
okay. So you've had to redo some of that stuff up to code and,
Yes, sir. Originally, when Chris and I talked, we weren't going to make any changes to the fire suppression system. But after the roof was replaced, I brought him in there, and the sprinkler heads were not in the right places any longer. There's no longer going to be a drop ceiling. There's going to be just
Vaulted.
a vaulted ceiling. And so the upper heads were too high, and the lower heads were no longer needed. And so they interfered with the garage doors. And so, you know, that we didn't intend to do any of that, but in the end run, it ended up having to happen. So
how long has your business been there?
1988.
I've owned it since in its current place, 1990. Opened on the river and the building across the street in 1988, and consolidated the 2 businesses in 1992. And the building that on the river, the main building where you walk in, was built in the 1930s. It was over on West First Street. It was a red and white store, and it was moved to its current location in 1975. Originally, it was opened by Percy B. Croft, who most of you probably know or are aware of, as Los Tres Bobos. It was a Mexican place. And then it was Bobby K's, which was a spinoff of K-Bob's Restaurants. And then it was David's Cafe, which I took over in 1990, and then we consolidated, like I said, in 1992.
So you
I
guys
was
have
a
been
young
through a
man.
lot.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I was a young man when I moved here, so.
So what are we looking at here, Robert? Dollar numbers or
Well,
what?
the dollar numbers that we had, it looks like may have changed because of some estimates that you got today. Is that what you're saying?
Yes,
With
sir.
the fire
And
suppression?
the final estimates on the fire suppression are still in limbo because we think they're way out of line.
Right.
And,
Yeah.
and so we'd like to have another company, but I made a list for my maintenance guy to call 15 different companies out of Houston. They won't even return our calls because we're in Freeport. Why drive all the way down here?
Yeah.
And so there's a local company, and they also have not returned our calls.
So what we could do tonight is either A, we can table it always, or we could say that they have up to $25,000 with, as long as they show eligible, qualified receipts. Does that make sense, huh?
Yeah.
Okay, and they're only $80 off, Rachel's telling me, for fire suppression. But that's what I would do. I would just leave the category of fire suppression up to the maximum amount, and then because they're still getting estimates, based on those estimates, whatever comes in, we'll honor up to $25,000, as long as they've got the eligible invoices. Does that make sense, what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Yeah.
understand.
I do have one question on that, where it's on there for page 11. So do you need, I mean, I don't know if it matters or not, but it looks like you need to swap the figures on the 24,920. It's on the
Yes.
side. They're on the wrong,
They are. I was gonna
And
bring that to the attention, but since we had a cleaner one, I didn't. But
Oh,
I'm already aware of that.
and then on the bottom part where it says adding category, the facade, it has the 10,250, which is the repair, but I think our portion is how much? 5,125,
5125.
right?
Yes.
Okay.
And it's cleaner on on the next page.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll probably have a messy copy.
Rachel wants to say something.
When they submitted the original application, they had an estimate for, I think it was $138,000 from Mike at Bottom Dollar, and wanted to make sure that, they were able to get what they could from each category. So that's why we had to do a cleaner one on the second page. And that's why it kind of looks a little funny. If you look at the justification below that, you can see which areas and how much. It goes a little bit more description there, but for the generalized totals, the table's at the top of that page, so you can see there's four categories that we actually put them in, which is fire suppression, facade, landscaping, and property improvements. So the total with everything that they gave us for qualified expenses was $160,486.11. Of that portion, it would be $41,502.50, and then if we went up to the $25,000 for fire suppression, you would add $80 more to that. So that would be $41,582.50 for their reimbursement.
Robert, I have a question.
Yes.
So can we approve this for the 45,000 max if they,
Yes.
and just,
Did you say 45? Yes,
which
yeah,
is
they
what's the
can,
max?
as long as we don't go above
as long as
50.
they don't go above and they have the receipts?
Yes.
Why don't we just do that?
I
So they
kind of
don't
like
have to
that.
come back
What do you
here.
think, Gary?
Yeah, I was going to say that sounds appropriate, but also, when was the original application put in?
May?
The-
First
Are you talking about the first when you say original?
For this particular project?
Oh, for this particular project, I think they brought it to the board for the first time, was it last month?
May?
No, okay. There was a grant from last year. Are you talking about that?
Yeah.
Last fiscal
I just
year.
want to see when the whole process started, because I know my tenure, I'm jumping into the middle of it.
It started in about April or May.
Yeah.
Of
We
last year.
started meeting with them.
Okay,
Of this year, I'm sorry.
all right. Okay, all right, thank you.
Yeah, total expenditures for the rebuild are gonna be right at $300,000. I
A lot
could
of
build a
money.
new restaurant for that.
Almost, but- Yeah, when you open up the old buildings, you never know what you can find. And surprise, surprise,
Buildings are like a box of chocolates.
Exactly.
yeah.
So if I've got this right, Ronnie, you're thinking that we could
Just do the 45.
go up to the 45 with a contingent that they make sure that these people are qualified that are doing the work? Is that what we're thinking?
Qualified receipts
Okay,
with appropriate qualified receipts,
okay.
up to 45,000. And we can put them in the respective categories because it's bouncing around a little bit because they're having trouble with their contractors getting estimates.
Yeah,
Right now, the cost of everything changes on a weekly basis.
tough.
And we're doing everything we can
Yeah.
to keep that down.
Right, I just don't want y'all to
Yeah.
have to come back.
Well,
Well, Ron, we even had the original mini splits we bought for the restroom get stolen.
they weren't in our possession when they were
Yeah,
stolen.
we'd already paid for them, but they got stolen
Oh, my God.
from, somebody got robbed and they were in their warehouse, so,
So
anyway.
they paid for them
yeah,
again,
but,
but
Okay.
yeah, it's like, what next?
what next?
Oh, I understand.
You
I know, I know you do.
Yeah.
I'll entertain a motion
Ronnie?
to allow the $45,000 with a contingency that the contractors come back and that they're qualified to do the work.
Yes.
And with qualified receipts.
And with qualified receipts, please.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second the motion.
I have it. Ron and then Gary seconded it. Any other discussion?
It was my other brother, Ron, made the motion.
Yeah, the other brother, Ron.
Bonnie Hill.
Well, I'm gonna cry, because I only thought we were
All those in favor?
a lot less.
Aye.
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 All those opposed, nay. There are none. Passes unanimously. You guys go get that restaurant going.
Well, we're lucky that part of it is operational, you know, we can seat people and cook, but,
Yeah,
Thank y'all very
we'll
much.
get you going. Absolutely. Thank you for your business. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
That brings us to item number 4, discuss and take possible action on wayfinding project. Mr. Condon.
So I'm going to be speaking on this one. We actually had brought it to the board 2 meetings ago, and we kind of got the direction like, hey, yes, we want to do this, we want to go forward with this, but we never had an official motion. Right now, the estimate that we were given from Clark Condon, he had come in and done the presentation for us, was $120,000, and it would cover 3 sections. Let me pull that up here. The reason why it got delayed as far as the approval is because we were looking at working with the city to see if they wanted to start rebranding with a new logo and things like that. And then Robert met with Mr. Pennington, and we said, hey, we need to go ahead and get this started and get going. So I'm just looking for an official motion to go ahead with this company to get started on those prospects. What they will do is they will come up with a logo and brand. We'll have several options, and then from there we will present it to the council that they can vote if they want to go forward with those. I'm going to suggest keeping the same color scheme and retaining what we can, but the current logo has a lot of difficulties and is not very good as presented, so and busy. And so we want to just go ahead and get this started, get going, have some options, and then we can move on to steps 2 and 3. Step 3 will be the final part of the contract, and where they will give us a presentation on the different signs and what those designs look like. And then we can then go through each year and go, okay, we want to focus on these streets or this area and put these signs. And they will give us a list of contractors that we could then go with them to pay for it for each one each year, so we could do it as a line item.
So what we're asking for tonight is the ability to start the 3 categories that you have outlined on page 173 for a total dollar amount of $120,000. And that is within our budget. We budgeted $200,000 for this endeavor for this fiscal year.
You want to talk about the sign entry, moving it up? Remember we talked about that?
Just a question, you know, remember a few months ago, we talked about the sign coming in, about changing that, have we?
I got a hold of the architect that's retired that I told you about, and he said he wasn't interested at this time. And we've looked at Clark Condon to look at that sign and see what we can do. In the meantime, we've mowed, but we haven't obviously changed the landscape architecture itself, but we've really cleaned that up. We need to look at the price of the lights on the bridge and if needed, raising that Freeport sign. But that wasn't necessarily part of this.
Right, I know.
Yeah.
But it's all signs. Everybody combined at one time.
Yeah, as I understood it, we were going to raise that sign, is all that required.
Well, we were gonna have, everybody assumes that's what needs to happen. I would assume the same thing, but I'd like for a professional architect or landscape architect to say, this is what you need to do to really make it pop out. I think that was what everybody wanted to do. The only problem is we weren't able to find, IAD still isn't working with us, and we weren't able to find a architect yet to do that.
Okay.
So at what point does the actual construction of the sign and that cost come in? Do we get involved in that, or does that come from somewhere else?
For the Clark Condon project.
Are you talking about for this, or are you talking about the front entry sign?
Well, as I understand it, Clark Condon is going to provide the design.
Yes, so they would start with phase one. On the screen, it's approximately 4 months for phase one, maybe a month. Yes, project start, data collection, and meetings.
Yep.
And then it says approximately 2 more months after that for visioning and branding update.
Yep.
I would add probably another month or so to each one of these, just based off of approvals or whatnot. And then signage, family, conceptual design is another 2 months. After that, then it would be on us to contact the list of contractors to go from there. So I would say roughly 9 months
Okay.
of planning.
All right, it's when we get to the contractor part. Who's going to pay for that? Is that going to come back to us to fund it?
Yes, as you recall, this was a multi-year project that we're
Yeah,
doing.
that's usually where the big dollars come.
Right, and so
Design sounds like it's a great thing to get accomplished, but
We-
that's the small part.
we have to take this in small steps
Yeah.
because of our budget. But the best thing, I remember, if you recall, I had estimated this to be a 10-year project,
Okay,
you know.
Okay.
So it's going to come, but we're going to have to do it in successive budget years.
all right, I'm good, thanks.
Okay.
I have a question for Mr. Pennington. Do you know of an engineer, some structural engineer guy that could do that entry sign and do a little bit of engineering and say if it's good or no, we can do it or not do it?
The city does have an engineering firm that they do use. I'm sure they have some structural engineers. That's Kimley Horn. I'm sure they'd take a look at it. If I understand Robert's approach right now is to work on the wayfinding portion, and when the wayfinding portion and the imaging gets worked out, then that will help shed some light on what's the entrance going to look like.
Right.
Does that sound
Yes.
right?
I
Yeah.
got you.
Yeah.
Because they're going to, probably the design of the sign. will
The design may change.
It may
Okay,
change.
I got you.
The slogan may change, the look may change. So, you first work on the imaging, and it's the boring work that you got to do up front. It's not the
Right.
exciting work. Everybody wants to see stuff come out of the ground. I get it. I like that too. But it is a process like Robert talked about.
Got it. I
Yes, sir.
appreciate that.
Yes,
Thank
sir.
you for enlightening me a
no
little bit
problem.
on that. Anything? So where we at, Robert?
We're looking for approval to proceed with Clark Condon for the total amount of $120,000, which, if you recall, we budgeted $200,000. I'm sorry, $150,000 for this project.
Okay. So our budget was 150 then? It was-
150,
yeah,
yes, I
that's what
misspoke.
thought.
It was
Okay.
150, not 200.
Okay, I make a motion, we move forward with, at a cost of $120,000.
Okay.
Do you pay that all up front or in the phases?
Say that again?
Do you pay that all up front or in the phases? Just how you have it here broken down?
We can have them do it in phases like it's broken out on page
Yeah.
174.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Typically, they do these usually in 3 or 4 phases. So it might be 30% up front the day the contract's signed, and then it's as milestones are met.
Okay, makes sense.
Got it.
At what point will we be able to look at what they are coming up with? Because I was involved in this before with an oil company. They charged an outrageous amount. They laid a lot of design changes in front of everybody. Everybody shook their head, yeah, it went to fruition, and nobody liked the final product. So at what point are we going to see the design that they were going to push forward for Freeport?
Good point.
I don't have an absolute date on that, but before any steps are completed, it will be brought before our board and then before council, because we don't want to bring something that nobody's going to like, and it has to be decided on. So I can absolutely make you a part of those meetings whenever they start producing a design instead of just talking, so you can kind of see what's going on.
Sounds good. I've been involved in something that I would describe as going south over a longer period of time, and everybody just was like, it was almost like an emperor has no clothes kind of thing, and by the time it came out, nobody was satisfied with the color or the shape of what they came up with.
They
And
will
so now
not.
is when you get involved with that and push for what is acceptable, pleasant, and that a lot of people will respond to, not just something that some artist came up with and shoved it down our throats. I have seen that happen before. Okay, that's all.
They have assured us that they want to start with the logo and everything because that will set the mood for everything else. We can make recommendations on what we want to keep on there, but when it comes down to it, I've let them know that we would need to get approval first. And I said, well, what happens if for some reason they don't want to go with the new one and council says, no, we're sticking to the old one? They will still be able to move forward, but we need to have those options done. And that is step one. So once that is picked, then it goes to step two, which is showing the other signs and stuff around those. So they know that we have to absolutely get something, like we will have to present it to council and say, pick A, B, C, or D. Once they pick that, then it's, okay, we've picked this option, and now we're gonna start with, these are the different signs. Like you see them in Angleton, how they have the heart everywhere. Those are various different signs that they have based off of that heart design.
Yeah, some of those things, they don't translate well when you change the size.
Right.
And
That's
I'm
what's
just
wrong
saying,
with the
keep that in
current
mind, that
logo.
when visually, it has to be simple, and the colors have to be simple, so that if it's big, it's good, and when it's smaller, they can still see that same motif in that display, and it's still, if there's too many changes when you go from size to size, then it's not it doesn't catch your eye, and it's not our one symbol. And you need something that has a symbol, a color, it catches your eye, and it displays well in various sizes, and so that there's one thing, and you'll start to associate Freeport with that, even if it's just like a shrimp boat or some kind of a boat, a certain color, a certain shape, and simple. I'm just saying, that from my perspective, those things work. Changing sizes, changing anything, making it more complex is less recognizable.
You've hit the nail on the head. That's exactly what they told us when they evaluated the logo to begin with, is that is actually happening to the current one with the palm trees and stuff. You have to have it almost like a 20-foot sign to really be able to see everything.
Right.
And so they did mention a few of those things. We've talked about using the mystery boat. I know that's a popular thing. So definitely are taking notes on what you said to include in our conversations.
Okay, thanks.
I think you've got a right arm, Robert, right here.
I know, I see.
Okay. Entertain that.
Simplicity is the key.
It is, and that, Dan had a piece of that too, and that's very important. And I think Gary hit it on the head too. If we're gonna get this thing done, there's gotta be somebody spearheading it, putting the whole thing out there, getting approvals done. Okay, we're gonna go it, and then we'll do what Bachman wants to do, is go dig a hole. So, all right.
There's a motion, don't forget there's a motion on the floor.
Yes, sir. I think we have a motion on the floor, Ron, you did, Ron M., for $120,000 in motion to proceed. Do I have a second?
Yeah, I'll second it. I'll see if you can keep your rhymes straight.
Get to Ron. Thank you, Mr. Bachman. All those in favor, vote aye. Aye. All opposed, vote nay. There are none. Passes unanimously. Okay, we're moving on to board and executive director comments. I'll start down there with you, Mr. Bachman.
As I was reading through all these different requirements that people have to meet in order to get funding from us, the one thing that caught my eye that was missing is there's not anything that limits them from putting up sign or lights that would be in the traffic's eyes. And the older I get, the pissier I get about that. I mean, I've even pulled into construction zones where they had such bright white lights shining into the driver's windshield, you couldn't see the construction workers. I almost hit one right down here on 332. Most terrible moment of my life. And so I don't know what we could do to enforce that. I'm sorry, I don't have an idea. but we've got to keep people from putting signs up, or lights, lights up that shine back toward the street. The only company I know that's doing a good job on that is CenterPoint. The street lights they put up shine straight down and not out. But if you go down 332 toward the Surfside Bridge, all those bait shops and gas stations and everything down there are just, it's hard to drive through there at night. So, I don't want to get started, I don't want to change all the requirements tonight, but I would like to put that at least on a back burner to see if we can clarify that for the money we're putting out. Because I'd hate to put a bunch of money into someplace and then have it like, oh, good Lord, wish we hadn't. That's
Mr.
it.
Pennington, you've got some comments on that. What the lighting or something, is there something that we can do to change maybe where we're at with that? Some kind of an ordinance or something like that, or what's your thoughts?
Should be a safety issue.
Yeah.
Is there something here?
I could probably get with Reggie to find out if there's something in the building code, that prohibits some of that lighting. I'd have to go and take a look at exactly what it is, take a look, make sure it's in our jurisdiction, whether or not that would be effective. I'm not sure where on 332 that it's going on at. I know a lot of the construction work, they get those tower lights and they crank them up and turn them on and oh, yeah, and so a lot of times that would just take, a police officer going by to remind them. But I'd have to find out from Reggie about how best to address that with like some type of ordinance or code.
I know what Ron's talking about. Some of the bait shops have got the big,
Yeah.
Yeah, those are permanent lights. They aren't the temporary ones.
no,
But, and what they're doing is they're taking the cheap way out. They're mounting the lights on their building and then projecting them
Right, instead of a
toward the
pole
front.
or something up
Yeah.
high, yeah.
It's like,
yeah.
no. Put a pole out there and shine the light back on your building. If they're hoping people would see some theft going on when they're not there, it's not gonna happen, because you can't see that building anymore.
Right. It does blind it out, but
Okay,
I'll find out from building code from Reggie, see if we can do something. I'll
Yeah,
get
he'll-
Robert a message.
perfect. Okay.
That's all I got. Thank you.
Gary?
I would be like always,
Mr. Briganti, what you got?
I just want to remind everybody that Super Feast is coming up on Thanksgiving Day. The city sponsors it, and we have some marketing involved in it. And they're always looking for volunteers, and I'd like to see everybody make an appearance if possible.
Okay. Good point. Sandra?
I'm good, thank you.
I have a comment about you, Robert. I saw your little deal in the paper.
I didn't.
No, I just want to thank all our military people.
Oh,
That's such an important part of not only our town, but the way our nation is. And that's pretty important to me too. But thank you for your service, Robert, and the little deal you put together, and Mr. McGinty. Great job there, guys, and anybody I missed. Other than that, still appreciate the board, all the efforts you guys go through, and just thank you for that. Let's go to the executive session. It
I
is,
still have a couple.
what do you got?
I got a couple. I'll try and consolidate these.
Okay.
Vilma's Kitchen is open at 2002 Brazosport. New business. They're feeding the city, I believe, next Friday, just as kind of a thank you. The website is under construction. There will be new information set for a 6 months launch. It's just kind of updating. It's not going to be radical changes or anything like that. But it is the company that we're using is going to save us $50,000 over the next 5 years. So
Okay.
that's good. Reminder to do your public information if you have not, your public information request training and your open meetings training. There's a tax workshop coming up this Friday that I'll be attending. I have to go every 2 years to that. It'll be in Houston. The business development breakfast had a great turnout. Reggie did a wonderful job. Thank you to all those that came and even those that meant to come. I wanted to read, Dan and I were having some discussion about public meetings because apparently it was brought up in a council meeting about whether we're having the appropriate public hearings. And it was on the Second Street project, which is an infrastructure project, and also the valve project. And I wrote to Dan, I said, Texas Local Government Code 505.159 requires a Type B Economic Development Corporation to hold at least one public hearing before undertaking a project, with the exception for cities with a population of under 20,000, that's us, that are not required to hold a hearing for projects defined by subchapter C in Chapter 501 of the Local Government Code. Projects defined in subchapter C, Chapter 501, include those that were discussed, the two that I just mentioned. In my estimation, it would include both of the street project and the water valve project that we are currently considering. So we reached out to our legal team. I don't know if you want to weigh in on this, Lauren, but our legal team concurred. And so we're good with public hearings. Lauren, do you have anything to add to that?
I do not. I did have this research by Joseph Hayes in our office, who was excellent, and he came up with that same conclusion.
Robert,
We're good.
about the wayfinding.
Say that again?
You asked about the wayfinding. That might come up later. The wayfinding thing.
Oh, Lauren, do we need a public hearing for the wayfinding project? We had one for the budget. Do we need to have another one?
I will have to check on that, Robert.
Okay.
Yeah, I will do that tomorrow.
Okay, thank you. And then the city has a new city manager, Dr. Danielle Kelly, and she'll be starting in December of 2025. We did post the sign on OA Fleming that it's for sale. There's a couple wrinkles in that story that I'm just learning about, so stay tuned. And then finally.
They're not, Robert. I sent you another email after we talked.
Oh.
It's clear.
Okay. Finally, I'd also like to acknowledge Veterans Day and all the veterans that served and those that support people that serve. Just thank you for your service, and we support the troops. That's all I have, Mr. President.
Okay, very good. So I can go to executive session now?
Yes, sir.
All right. It is now 7 p.m. and I hereby recess the regular session of the Freeport Economic Development Corporation meeting and do hereby convene into executive session in compliance with Texas Government Code Section 551.071 and Section 551.074 and 551.087.
Mr. President, can we take the second item